Alright.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kaylee. This is my fiance, Deontay.
Hello.
This is our second video of the day. We said we would come back with some more videos, and there's going to be a lot more with Deontay, so here's your second one of the day. This one is probably going to be a little more serious than a lot of my normal videos, because it's on some things that are going on in the world right now. Like for one, I'm sure you heard of him, the Joseph Kony situation. He's a man in his probably 60s or 50s that has tried to overrun Uganda. He's abducted over 30,000 children and had them go and kill their parents and then join that group and go commit robberies and killings and just, he's trying to, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Kind of hit my hands for a minute there, sorry. Reflex. But no, seriously, serious situation. But here lately I've been reading up on it, and a lot of people are saying that the whole Joseph Kony 2012 situation is a fake, it's a fraud. That somebody in the world is trying to, I guess, he's a real person. This has been done since 1988. No, I'm wrong, 1985. This started back in 1985. He abducted, I think, the first time he done it, he abducted, I know, about 15 children, and he would have them go in and kill their parents, and then they would join their group, and then they would go to other places in Uganda and rape people, kill babies, just malicious, horrible man this man was. But I've been doing a little bit of research on it, and a lot of people are saying that he died at least 5 years ago. So there's a lot of people are trying to claim that this is a fraud. What do you guys believe? I've heard that it's a fraud, and I've heard that it's real, that they're really actually trying to catch the man. Which, if this is not a fraud, he really needs to be caught, because the acts that he's committing is just really horrible and malicious, and those kids don't need to go through that. See, we're wanting to have a kid of our own, so this is a touchy subject for us. If you have any other information other than what I've touched on for this particular story, leave it down in the comments below and let me know, because I would really love to hear more about it. But apparently there's ICE, the feds, just Ugandan police, everybody is apparently searching for this man. And for federal agents to be, even Barack Obama has apparently sent dozens of troops from separate other missions to find Joseph Kony. I've even heard that one of my family members in the place that he's in, I've heard that they sent some people from his troop down to Uganda to find Joseph Kony, along with Navy SEALs, military, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, all just from every branch that are sending to find him. But what I don't understand is if you can have high-res pictures, close-up pictures of Joseph Kony, and you can show them pictures, how is it that you haven't caught the man? He's only one man, and there's millions of them, millions of people out there looking for him, and you have high-resolution close-up pictures of him, so I don't understand why the man hasn't caught. But again, his name is Joseph Kony. He's murdered and kidnapped and raped and just anything malicious and horrible you can think of, he's done it. This man is a pitiful, just grimy, horrible man that he needs to be caught and prosecuted. What do you think, Logan?
Yeah, he needs to be caught soon. I just hope he don't get found like
Bin Laden?
Yeah. If he get found like that by Marines, I don't think he's gonna leave anytime soon.
Yeah, because exactly like when Bin Laden was caught, their commands were to shoot on sight, to kill on sight. So, not Barack Obama, Bin Laden, he took one of his own children, one of his own flesh and blood men from his army that was with his wife, and his wife was standing beside him, and he took his son and placed his son in front of him, and the son he was close to my age, and shot the son, and it killed him instantly. And then as soon as the son fell, the military went ahead and took a bullet to Bin Laden's head, and then they took a white towel and went to the middle of the ocean and dropped him. Oh, poor baby. I don't abuse him, I swear I don't. But they wrapped him up in a white blanket and just basically dropped him in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Well, that's another subject I want to talk about too. The 100-year anniversary of Titanic.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming up in April.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and then the next subject was, there was a 9-year-old little girl, a 9-year-old beautiful, young, beautiful little girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, the typical country American little girl, in I think Massachusetts or something like that. She was kidnapped from her yard by at least 5 to 7 men in a dark colored van. Dark colored, the only way I can describe it is, if you've ever seen Scooby-Doo, the van that they drive in, it was a van just like that, but it was black. It was either a dark black or a dark blue color van. And the windows were blacked out so nobody could see inside. But she was outside in front of her yard with her mama being home and her family and her dog. But she was outside playing on the swing, and that van pulled up and kidnapped her and took that little girl from their family, and there goes my phone. And they basically just took a piece of that family by first of all kidnapping her. That's the first thing they done that was really horrible and messed up of them. Because you know they have to have families of their own. Sorry, I thought my head was way for a minute there. But that's not all they done. They took her to a secluded area, I'm guessing, warehouse or something like that. And like a old abandoned warehouse. They took that little girl, all 6 or 7 of them men, took her, laid her on the ground, tied her hands together behind her back, and then tied her feet together so she couldn't leave, and then put cuffs on her hands, and then flipped her back over, and then, matter of fact, if you're not 18 or older, don't watch this video. I know I'm saying this late in the video, but don't watch this video if you're not 18 or older. Because the things that we're talking about, you're not going to need to hear. But they then took her clothes off, her bra, her shirt, her panties, her pants, everything. And they all, every last one of the men that took her, all took a shot and gang raped her. They all gang raped her, beat her, till basically she wasn't moving, and then dumped her into a trash can. A 9-year-old little girl. All because, probably over them not having drugs or money or something. But that was, I found out about it a day or two ago, and I just wanted to bring that up because for somebody to be able to call themselves a man, a real man, and I know a lot of them had to have kids at home and a wife. For you to be able to call yourself a man would not rape and beat and kill a child of that age. That is ridiculous. Are you that low down of a man that you have to steal a child? What would you call it? No, would you, Are you that type of man that you have to steal that little girl's childhood like that? That's not a man to me. That's scum. That's any man that can ever do that does not deserve to be called a man. He deserves to have the living hell beat out of him, in my opinion. But no, I haven't had any more news on that one. I've been doing a lot of research on it. But apparently they left her there, and they left state. After they did that, they left state. They completely. But apparently the van that they was in was not Massachusetts plates. It was a whole other. It was a whole other state's plate, so they're not even from that state. So what I'm assuming is the van's a stolen van, and they're probably high-time criminals or something like that. They just needed to get their nuts off or something, because I don't. For you to be able to rape a child is just beyond me how anybody could ever do that. That's a precious life that was given to that family, and you just go and take it away. You're not God. You cannot take somebody's life away like that. I mean, how would they feel if it was one of their children? I mean, I know they would go off. I know that they would probably want to kill that person. But what's coming to them is what they're gonna get's coming to them. It may not be this week or next year, but they're gonna get what's coming to them. Their day's gonna come, and they're all gonna get what they deserve.
They're really good to catch up to them and really eat one of them up, and eventually have the other one wrap all the other ones out.
Oh, you wait. When they go to jail and them prisoners find out what they did, all of them are gonna get what they deserve. All of them. But that's my opinion on that. And also, it was said that all of the people that was involved in this was in their early 20s to mid 30s or early 40s. So they're in that price range. I mean, not price range. Wow. They're in that age range. All 6 or 7 of them, 5, 6, 7 of them, however many. They said they just up and left, and none of them has been able to be found. None of them has been able to get. Nobody's been able to give an exact description of the van, other than it being that color and that style and that license plate, or has even been able to describe the man, other than the fact that most of them were real short. So that's kind of our intake on that one. I'm hoping that they catch them real soon though, because I've wanted a child for years now, and I just can't see anybody doing that kind of harm to a precious little girl like that. Precious, innocent little girl. You took her innocence and her life. I don't. Oh, it's just ridiculous to me that somebody could do that. But anyway, what's the next subject?
You said Titanic this video.
That one and then there's one more.
I don't remember. I don't know. Let's go and talk about Whitney Houston. Yeah,
we can talk about her too. But the next subject that we're going to touch on, just like we're touching on these others, we're not going to go probably too deep into a lot of it, because a lot of it's just too much for us to be able to go into. See, he has kids of his own. He has a set of twins, and those kids are his life, so that's why we're trying not to go too far into the. Which I'm trying to show his face a little more. My sexiness over here. Here we go. My sexiness. Yes, he's very sexy, I know. The next subject we're touching on is, I'm not sure a lot of you, because I know a lot of my viewers are probably really young, before this ever happened, but the Titanic is our next topic. A lot of you don't know, but in 100 years ago, almost, on April 15th, it'll be 100 years since the Titanic hit an iceberg and split in half and landed at the bottom of the North Pacific Ocean. Split direct, like down the middle, dead down the middle, and they landed 2.5 miles apart. But on the 15th of April, the 100-year anniversary of that happening, a new documentary is coming out, and because there's been a lot of research, so much research about that situation since it went down, and I'm trying to put my brace back on. This one I can actually get back on, but they've done they've taken robots and taken them down to the ocean where the site of where the Titanic landed, and they've done measurements and research and graphs and diagrams and pictures. They've done just a whole bunch of research to find out what exactly caused that massive, I think it was over 2 ton.
Yeah.
Massive over 2 ton ship, 2 ton pounds of ship to hit an iceberg and crash, like just break dead down the middle. On the 15th of April, they're coming out with a 2-hour documentary that's going to explain their theory, the scientists and the mechanics and all of their theories on what exactly caused that ship to crash. But I've also done some research on that, and that night that Titanic crashed, what would it be? 100 years from now?
Probably.
What year? What year would it be?
18 something, I don't know.
But anyways, we're not sure what date it was, what year it was, but you could look it up, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to do all that. In a minute, we'll tell you. In 1912. Holy crap. Holy crap. In 1912, that the Titanic crashed. And they're coming out with a 2-hour documentary that they believe caused the Titanic crash. And April 15th, 1912 is the day 12, at least that we know of, 1,200 people lost their life. 1,200 people, including men, women, children, grandchildren, godkids, grandmothers, grandfathers, everybody, aunts, uncles. A lot of people lost a dear family member in that horrible, just really bad crash. But before they did let that ship on the ocean, they did maintenance work on it. They checked all the nooks and crannies and cracks and all the stuff like that. But then again, the equipment back in 1912 was not all that great. They didn't have what we have now to be able to know for sure if a tank is going to crash like that.
And they didn't have the technology to see the landmarks anywhere.
Right, they didn't have the technology to go in under all the paint and the wood and the metal and the steel and all of that to really check each crack and everything to make sure it was sturdy and stable. So, rest in peace to the 1,200 people that lost their lives that day, or that night. Oh, I'm getting out tomorrow. You found out. I'm going home. Not that I really want to, but I'm going home.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Yes, probably here.
You sure? Nothing else to talk about?
It's one more, but I gotta do research on a little later.
What?
It's about somebody. It's about somebody that was on this that was here. It killed some lady. You know? Yeah.
There's another story he wants to talk about, but we're not going to talk about it right now because he wants to do some research on it to be sure.
There was some white guy that was that went around that got with some other women and when
Some men that gave over 100 women AIDS.
I think that was I don't know, but there was something that my Uncle Jimmy was talking about that was here had had kidnapped a white lady and raped and killed her somewhere in the woods.
And there's a woman, remember that woman now? Like, has 2 kids by the man that kidnapped her when she was young. Now she's living and helping that different stuff.
Yeah.
That's another subject we'll touch on about the woman here where we live that she was kidnapped when she was, I want to say 13 or 15, somewhere around there, and she got pregnant by her captor. He had them in a shed, like a small house building type thing, for years and years and years and years and years. He impregnated her 2 different times. And now she has 2 kids by him. And I think he got death row, didn't he? I think so. When they finally found him, or whatever, found the family, because I was looking for years, this happened years and years and years ago. I mean, I was probably not even in double digit ages yet. But when they found him and her and the 2 children, they took the mother and the 2 kids to a safe house to get them away from that man. And then they helped them get into a house, like a little apartment, while they was processing the man and getting him to the court and everything, getting him through the system and get him properly punished. My hair does the bread. It's weird.
Yeah. Deal with that later.
But apparently, from what I hear, he either got the death penalty, or I heard also that he was shot the same day that they was found. I've heard that he wouldn't surrender and he brandished the gun. So the authorities had no other choice, according to them, but to shoot him. Which is crazy to me. You don't have to shoot somebody to kill them. I don't care if you're an authority figure or not. You don't shoot somebody to kill them. If you're trying to make somebody surrender that's brandishing a gun, you shoot them in the kneecap or something. Don't shoot them directly in the head. That's stupid. That's murder, and you should still be able to be charged with it, regardless if you're authority or not. And speaking of authority, that reminds me of 2 other stories that I'm going to bring up kind of in a little bit. The next one is there was a white man, a man who was either white or Mexican, one or the other. He was at, I want to say, babysitting a little boy that was probably 15, or the little boy was his girlfriend's kid or something like that. But apparently, he was in trouble. The little boy was in trouble and was going to get a whooping by the man that I'm talking about. And there was crying, and he wouldn't obey to come and get his whooping and be done with it. And the neighbors, it was reported that the neighbors on both sides of the home where he was at, Where he was at. God, why are your hands cold? But he's cold and I'm hot. I don't get it. But apparently both neighbors on both sides of the home that he was living in heard crying, and then seconds later they heard a shot, and then the crying stopped. When the police went down to that house, the man that done the killing made the woman of the house call the cops and tell them what happened. And while the cops were on their way, the man was pacing the floor saying, "What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?" with the gun in his hand, scratching his head. So, and I've not got any word on. I know he has been charged with first degree murder. That I do know, so that there entails that he's gonna get the life with no parole. There's a 99.9% chance that he's gonna get life without parole. And put that for the stories that I'm talking about in this video. I know it's probably boring to you guys because we don't have that much information on it.
Yeah.
But we will definitely try to look into it more and get more information for you. I'm sorry guys, my nose is itchy. But the last story that I can think of personally to talk about is a police officer, a authority figure, a man that is supposed to serve and protect our community, our state, our city, our county, all of that, was heard on his patrol car radio in every police car in his city. Everybody that had a police scanner app, everybody that had a police scanner, they all heard him having sex in his patrol car with a woman that was trying to get out of a ticket. He pulled over a woman for going like 30 miles over the speed limit. And she said, "Well, officer, what can I do to get out the ticket?" So he took her to the patrol car, sat in the driver's seat, and they had sex. And everybody heard it. But apparently he's not getting any type of punishment other than some months off of work or just like suspended. He did not get fired. He did not get time in prison. None of that, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. He apparently they're letting him keep his job, but he's being watched. Like if anything like this happens again, he's automatically dropped. He's fired. But in my opinion, when an officer of the law, somebody that's supposed to protect you, can just up and do something like that when a woman asks what she can do to get out of the ticket, you automatically deserve to be fired, regardless of the situation. If you can't just give the woman a ticket anyway and walk away like a man and do your job and not try to screw somebody just because you want a little bit, and that's stupid. Why would you do something like that? You deserve automatically to lose your job, in my opinion. What do you think, though?
Yeah. But when you care less if you really need it that bad. If I was a boss, I would let you go immediately for that.
I'm sorry, he's a little quiet. He's really... A lot of you that know me know that I'm not the quietest person in the world. A lot of you know that I'm, like, out there. I'll talk to anybody. I don't care. I'll make friends with everybody. But him, complete opposite. Like, he's really down to earth, low key, sweet, loving, caring guy. But he's so quiet. He's the quiet type. I'm gonna get him out of there though. Watch. He's doing actually a lot better now. He'll talk a lot more than what he did when we first got together. 10 months. 10 months that we've been together. That is insanity. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. I've known him for about 3 years. Basically, let us give you the background on our relationship. When we met on this site called My Yearbook. I'm not sure if any of you heard of it, but it was about going on 4 years now. In 4 years in what? November?
Yeah.
It'll be 4 years that we've met in November. And we was on there and we communicated, we spoke. We started speaking 3 years ago. Yeah, we talked for a long time. But when we was speaking and being friends and trying to kind of comfort each other because we was both in tumultuous relationships. But both of the relationships were really bad that we was in. I mean, there was an abusive relationship or anything, but it was just not right for us. So we spoke and we was there for each other, and we would make each other laugh and talk and feel better about our situations.
Yeah.
And so one day we decided that there was something there that was bigger than friendship. I'm sorry for making the camera bounce. My bad. I hit the bed. But one day, just out of nowhere, we decided that what we felt for each other was more than just friendship. It was just one of those connections that you can't really deny. A connection that was just there. You can't hide it regardless. I mean, we tried to hide that we had feelings for each other. We tried because we were both in relationships and we didn't want to screw something up that we've had going for. How long was you with it, though?
A year.
He was with his girl for a year. I was with my guy for 7 or 8 months?
Yeah.
7 or 8 months when we started speaking, like friendship terms speaking. And one day we just decided that we was gonna be together. We wasn't gonna date each other while we was with somebody else, but we knew we were gonna be together regardless. So we continued talking and being friends and comfort each other and all that hard shit that you have to do when you know you love somebody that you can't be with. We did that for probably a couple of months. What, 2 or 3 months?
3 months.
It was 3 months. And his girlfriend at the time just out of nowhere stopped texting him and stopped calling him and everything. Just disappeared out of the blue. And he was gonna, I think he was either gonna ask for marriage or you already did.
I didn't ask her.
He had plans to ask her to marry him before she just up and disappeared on him. And with me, it was just my relationship. We fought all the time. We lost connection. All we did was fight. For the last month and a half we was together, we fought non-stop, constantly. And it was just bad. It was something that was not healthy for neither one of us. So I had to end it with that person. And he ended his ended before mine did.
Yeah.
So I think it was a week later or a couple of days later, mine ended because I broke up with it. Because it just wasn't right. And the same night that me and my ex had broke up, me and him started dating. Because we knew it was bound to happen. Because you can't fight love regardless of who you are. You can't fight it. No matter what. If you're meant to be with somebody and love somebody, it's going to happen. No matter if you want it to or not. Maybe we open it. No muscle man over here. So we started dating May the 16th, 2011. I almost said 2010. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
We started dating around anywhere from 9:45 to 10:45 at night on the 16th of May. And we've been together ever since. We was together, I want to say, what, 6 to 8 months before you asked me to marry?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We was together at the least 6 months, and at the most 8. Before he came out and asked me to marry. And ever since then, I'm wearing the ring. I'm getting married, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then a couple of months into the relationship, I didn't know at first, but a couple of months into the relationship, somehow I found out that he had kids. I'm not sure how. I don't even remember how.
Everyone, someone had posted something about someone I posted something on my Facebook profile about the kids.
I think it was a picture or something somebody said, and I went and looked at the picture, and he's got a set of twins, a little boy and a little girl. His son is a spitting image of him. I mean, he's got, his baby mother is like, his kids got his mother's genes. They didn't get his genes at all. They're not dark at all. Baby, do you have a picture of him?
Not on this phone. Hold on. I have to go to my phone.
We're gonna pull up a picture for you. But if you look at the picture, you can see in his eye, in the baby's eyes, his name's Joseph. And then the facial structure, and body type, Joseph is Deontay all over. Joseph is straight up Deontay.
Strange.
And then his daughter, Desiree, she's tall and skinny too.
Hey.
She's not tall, but for her age, she's a little bit above height.
Yeah.
And Joseph, he's real quiet, and Desiree, apparently Desiree likes to talk.
Yeah.
Or try to talk. But what we've decided to do is when we get us a place that we're working on now to get one, once we find one and finally put money down on it and get into that house and get settled, and I don't know if we're going to do it before or after we get married. I'm not sure. It's whatever he wants to do. Excuse me. But we're either going to try to get partial custody of the kids, or do they carry your last name?
They carry the mother's maiden last name, but I think she changed that too.
We don't know how we're going to do it because apparently
they were giving them mine,
but apparently they don't carry his last name at all, because once Deontay and his baby mother broke up, they just never got along. They always apparently fought. But what we're gonna do is, when are we gonna do that? After we get married?
Yeah, that's right.
After we get married and get settled and everything, we're either gonna try to fight for custody or partial custody, or fight for visitation, because she just up and moved in completely out of state when they was
3 months.
They was about 3 months old, and he wanted to see the kids, so she just up and left and went to a whole other state just so he couldn't get to his kids. And he's offered to pay money. He's offered child support and everything, and she just don't want him to see the kids, so we're gonna try to fix it because I know he misses his kids.
Stay home. Of course, you can barely see that, but it's,
Take it. This is baby Joseph. Still gonna figure out why he's got blonde hair. I guess because he really did get a whole lot of his mama's genes. And this is his daughter. Oh, Jesus. Both of his kids are like tall and skinny, or gonna be tall and skinny.
yeah.
Just like their daddy. But Joseph is, other than his skin tone, he's the spin image of his daddy. Other than his hair tone and skin color. But yeah, I'm hoping that we go to court and win at least some type of custody so we can get the kids. And for her to have to come back for him to be able to see the kids. Because I don't think it's right that she just up and left like that. That's wrong on too many levels for you to just take somebody's kids like that. I don't know, you guys. Put it down in the comments below what you think about the stories that we've talked about and what you think we should do in this situation. Because he's not a mean guy. He don't want to completely rip the kids from his ex-wife. What? Wow. I've lost it. I don't know. He don't want to just rip the kids completely from his ex-girlfriend. He just wants the kids. That's all he wants. He wants to see his kids. And we're new at this, so we don't know really what to do. So if any of you have ever been in a situation like this where you're not able to see your kids and your kids don't carry your last name and your significant other moved out of state with your children, write down in the comments what we should do because we really need help in this situation. We would definitely really appreciate it. Oh, boyfriend girlfriend question tag coming soon once we find all the questions. Should be interesting. But anyway, love you guys. We are probably gonna go get food.
Yeah.
Or something. We love you. We're out of here.
Alright.